In 1921, the Green Bay Packers were nearly erased from professional football history just 2 years after being founded by Curly Lambeau. The team was kicked out of the league for using ineligible college players under fake names. But the even crazier part? There were conflicting stories about who exposed the scandal. Was it legendary Bears owner George Halas, or a small-town newspaper in Racine, Wisconsin? In today's video, we'll take a look at the bizarre controversy that almost killed the Packers before they ever had a chance to become a dynasty. Before we get started, I just want to say welcome to All Sports History. This is a channel where you'll find many sports documentaries on sports leagues like the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and much more. So please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell if you don't want to miss any of those. Okay, let's get back to today's video. Prior to the Chicago Bears forming in Decatur, Illinois, another team had formed 375 miles away in Green Bay, Wisconsin. On August 11, 1919, Curly Lambeau and George Whitney Calhoun created a football team after Lambeau received $500 from his employer, the Indian Packing Company. Originally, Lambeau wanted to call the team the Green Bay Indians after the company that helped fund the team's uniforms. Lambeau's girlfriend at the time, making fun of his lack of originality, sarcastically replied, "Why don't you just name them the Green Bay Packers?" Lambeau actually liked the idea and the name stuck. They initially played teams throughout Wisconsin and Michigan during the 1919 season. Over the next 2 years, they would be bought by the Clare brothers, J. Emmett Clare and John Clare, both of whom worked for the Acme Packing Corporation, and they would change the team's name to the Acme Packers. Shortly after that, in 1921, the team joined the newly formed APFA, the American Professional Football Association. Their membership wouldn't last long, however, as the Packers had their franchise revoked for having played 3 college players during a game. The scandal occurred when the Packers, late in the 1921 season, decided to play 3 college players from Notre Dame using fake names. Although the game itself was a non-league game, the Packers were still subject to league rules as a franchise member. A month later, on January 28, 1922, the Packers were thrown out of the league for violating the rules. I just want to pause real quick to ask, if you're enjoying this video so far, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe as well. Okay, let's get back to the video. This is also where things get a little bit weird. During my research, I found several articles that had conflicting information about just what exactly took place. Most of the conflicting information seems to stem from a series of books about the history of the Packers published in the late 1980s by author Larry Names. In one book, Names states that the Packers used ineligible players in a game against the Chicago Bears, and it was the Bears owner, George Halas, who uncovered the cheating scandal and brought it to the attention of the APFA. However, current Packers team historian Cliff Crystal refutes the story as purely made up in an article on the Packers website, which I'll link to below. He states that while the Packers did use ineligible players, it was in a game against the Racine Legion, who were a professional football team from Racine, Wisconsin, and that game took place on December 4th, 1921, and not against the Chicago Bears, as Names had claimed. Crystal also stated that it was the Racine Journal-News that broke the story, and later the Chicago Tribune picked up the story, who then implored the APFA to ban Green Bay, with George Halas not having much to do with the situation. In either case, the APFA moved to terminate Green Bay's franchise, with Halas voting in favor of the termination. 5 months after being banned, Curly Lambeau successfully appealed to the APFA, and the Packers were approved with a new entry fee of $50. Coincidentally, at the same league meeting, the APFA decided to officially change their name to the National Football League. However much George Halas was involved or not, this controversial incident would go down in Bears-Packers lore as the start of their legendary rivalry. The scandal that nearly erased the Packers from pro football history has become just another strange chapter in the story of one of the NFL's most iconic teams. Whether it was George Halas or the Racine newspaper that brought the truth to light, the fallout helped spark one of the fiercest rivalries in sports. And in a twist of fate, the team that was once banned would go on to win more combined championships than any other. Not bad for a team named after a meat packing company. And speaking of the rivalry, in 2022, Men's Journal ranked the top 10 best NFL rivalries of all time, and they ranked the Bears-Packers rivalry as the 6th best all time, surprisingly listed behind other rivalries between the Bears and Cardinals and the Colts and Patriots. Do you agree with this list? Or should the Bears-Packers rivalry be listed higher, or maybe even lower? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out my video on the Chicago Bears Green Bay Packers history, which goes further into how the legendary rivalry got started. As always, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks for watching.